Good morning, class. Today we are going to talk about verbs. And before we begin on verbs, maybe you can have some recap on our last class. In our last class, we learned about noun and we said that a noun is a word that generally functions as the name of a specific object or set of objects, such as living creatures, places, names of people, actions, quality states of existence, or ideas. Then we rather said that lexical categories are defined in terms of the ways in which their members combine with other kinds of expressions. So the syntactic rules for nouns differ between languages. In English, nouns are those words which can occur with articles and attributes, adjectives, and can function as the head of the noun phrase. So as far as we know, every language makes a grammatical distinction that looks like a noun verb distinction. Okay, I think I gave out some assignment last week and some of you didn't manage to collect you guys' books. I don't know why. So you never submitted your work. Maybe you can meet up the class. Okay, so today we are going to learn about verbs said. And before we start on verbs, maybe I can ask you, what is a verb? Maybe one of you can answer that question. Okay, give Kevin. Correct. So verb is a word that expresses an action or that expresses the state that something exists or links the subject with a word that describes or names it. Hence, there are two kinds of verbs. These are action verbs and linking verbs. Okay, class? So these action verbs and linking verbs. So action verbs expresses actions as from the word action. So action verb expresses action, right, class? Okay, so action verbs shows what the subject does or did. Most verbs are action verbs. Examples of action verbs are maybe what, like cat drinks milk. So drink is action verb, act of doing it. Another one is the ball flew over the goal post. So the action verb there is flew. Yeah, so the ball flew. Another one is the farmer tills the land. So tills the land. Tills is the action verb because it's an action. Another one is Robert ran the house. So ran is the action verb. What Robert did. The action may be one that you can see. Yeah, something that you can see. It's action verb. Okay. For example, they crowned their new king. They crowned. So crowned is the action verb. Another example is she waited recognition. She waited recognition. So waited there is the action verb. Right, class? Okay, whether the action can be seen or not, an action verb says that something is happening or has happened or it will happen. Yeah. So that is all about action verbs. So let's now go to linking verbs. Say that a linking verb links the subject of a sentence with a word or words that expresses the subject state of being. For example, she is here. So is the linking verb. It links her with what she was doing. Another one is she seems ready. So seems there is the linking verb. And another example is that another description of linking verb is that it describes or names the subject. For example, Anna is a nurse. So is a linking verb. A nurse describes Anna. Another is Joyce is cheerful. So is the linking verb. Cheerful describes Joyce. Yeah. So another one is the road is bumpy. Is the linking verb. So a linking verb does not tell about an action. Right, class? Okay, maybe you can have some linking verbs. So linking verbs, some of the linking verbs are look, grow, remain, become, sound, will be, look, feel, taste, smell, or maybe seems. So a point to note is that some verbs can be either linking verbs or action verbs, right, class? For example, let's say the crowd looked at the magnified car. So that is an action. Another one is the driver of the car looked shocked. That is a linking verb. Looked is linking verb. Another one is the chef smelled the food. So that is an action verb. Smell is an action. The food smelled wonderfully. Smell is a linking verb. Okay, maybe as we continue, maybe I can give you some 2-3 questions. You identify the verbs in each of the following sentences. So everyone, you note down the questions. You just underline the verbs. You just underline the verbs in each of the following sentences. So question 1. Okay, first question is she seems the calm. She seems calm. She seems calm. Underline the verb and state whether it is an action verb or a linking verb. So question 2, the country seems prosperous. You underline the verb in that sentence and you indicate whether it is an action verb or a linking verb. The third question is that the hunter aimed the arrow at the antelopes. The hunter aimed the arrow at the antelopes. You underline the verbs and indicate whether it is an action verb or a linking verb. Okay, class. So the last question is she was very tired after the journey. Identify the verb and state whether it is a linking verb or an action verb. Okay, by the end of this lesson, I will collect your books and check on what you wrote. Okay, let's continue. Hope everyone has written the questions. I'll give you some time to do the questions before the lesson ends. Okay, let's continue. The other thing about verbs, we have what is called verb phrases. And in some sentences, the verb is more than one word. It is in form of phrase which is called the verb phrase, right? So a verb phrase consists of a main verb and one or more helping verbs. A verb phrase consists of main verb and one of the more helping verbs. So the main verb shows the action in the sentence. Right together. And then the other one is the helping verb works with the main verb. Helping verbs do not show action. So the helping verb works with the main verb and does not show any action. Example in a sentence is that Mark Francis has passed the examinations. So has is the helping verb. Another one is he will be admitted to a national school. He will be admitted to a national school. So will be is a helping verb. Another one is his parents are happy with him. So are happy is a helping verb, or rather the word are. His parents are with him, are happy with him. So are is a helping verb. Okay, there are some common helping verbs. For example, I am, is, are, as, might, will, shall, have, should, can, could, may, for, would, must, was, had, and many others. So some verbs such as do, have, and be can either be used as main verbs or rather helping verbs. Examples in a sentence. In sentences are when used as a main verbs are I will do the job, and when used as a helping verb is I do like the job. Another one is a main verb who has a pen, and as a helping verb who has lost his pen. So has is helping verb. Another example is that they are my friends. That is as used as a main verb. Then when used as a helping verb, you say that they are coming today. So are is a helping verb. Sometimes verbs and maintain verbs are separated by words that are not verbs. Together, class. For example, examples in a sentence is I do not ride bicycle anymore. Can we be friends again? Can is used as a helping verb. Another example is that we should definitely apologize for the mistake. So apologize is a helping verb. So together, class. And now, okay, let's go now to the verb tenses. Verb tenses. So in verb tenses, the time of an action or the state of being expressed is by different forms of the verb. The time of an action or state of being expressed by different forms of the verb. All together, class. Okay. So another point on verbs tenses is these forms are called the tenses of the verb. There are three main forms of verbs: the present, the past, or the future. So there are three main forms of verb. One is present verb tense, the past, and the future. Correct. So maybe you can begin with the present tense. So the present tense is indicates what is currently going on. A verb which is present tense indicates that the subject of the sentence is doing right now. So present it means what's going on right now. That is called present. And so maybe I can give you some examples of the present tense in a sentence. Example number one: the teacher sees the students. So sees is a continuous progress. So sees is the present tense. Sees is the present tense. The verb sees tells that the teacher is seeing the students now. Show that the present tense, and s, adding an s or es is added to most verbs if the subject is singular. If the subject is singular. So if the subject is plural or I or you, the s or es is not added. For example, the bird hatches in the nest. And then the other one is the stream flows down the hill. The boys rush to their breakfast. We talk a lot. Okay, rules. Okay, there are some rules for forming the present tense with singular subjects. So, rule number one is that most verbs just add an s and it becomes a present tense. For example, get becomes gets. Play becomes plays. Eat becomes it hits vegetables. Okay, rule number 2 is that in some verbs you add an s, ch, or sh, or x, or z. Add es in sentences. For example, in some words, like the word pass, just add es to become a present tense. And then after that, there is mix. You just add es and it becomes mixes. Punch, punches. Buzz, buzzes. Push, pushes. And then rule number 3 is that verbs ending with a consonant and y, change the y to I and add es. For example, word like try, just add es and it becomes tries. Another one is empty. It becomes empties, and that is a continuous act, which is a present tense. So maybe I can add more 5 questions on top of what I asked. So class, let's write down the questions. Question number 1. Question number 1. She carefully dashed the map. The word in bracket is study. So she carefully dashed the map. The word is study. Number 2. Question number 2. A fish dash in the water near me. The word in bracket is splash. So a fish dash in water near me. Question number 3. She dash her hands. Word in bracket is wash. She dash her hands. Wash is in bracket. Question number 4. He dash the classroom. Word in bracket is hurry. The word in bracket is hurry. Question number 5, which is the last question, is Brian and I dash the assignment. The word in bracket is discuss. Together class, I'll give you the time to do those assignments. Okay. Let's now go to the past tense. Hope you all know what past tense here are. So a verb which is in past tense shows what has already happened. A past tense shows what has already happened. For example, Tito liked his grandmother's story. Tito liked his grandmother's story. So liked is the past tense. Then the verb like tells that the action, the sentence happened before now. So like is the past tense. Okay. So in past tense, rules for forming the past tense. We have some rules for forming the past tense. One of the rules is that most verbs add ed. Most of them you just add an ed and it becomes a past tense. For example, play, when you add ed it becomes played, and it's therefore becomes a past tense. Another one is like, for example, talk, talked, climb, climbed. You just add an ed. Rule number 2 for forming the past tense is just verbs ending with an e, just add an e, a d. Verbs ending with an e, just add a d. For example, praise. You just add a d, becomes praised, which is a past tense. Are we together, class? And then another example is hope. It ends with an E. You just add a D and becomes a past tense. So hope becomes hoped. Another one is a wipe. Wipe, you just add a D, becomes wiped, which is a past tense. Another rule number 3 is that verbs ending with an consonant and Y changes their Y to I and add ed. For example, bury becomes buried. Another one is carry, it becomes carried. Another one is study, becomes studied. Another one is play, becomes played. Put together, class. Okay, the last rule for forming the past tense is verbs ending with a single vowel and stopped a consonant, double the final consonant and added a ed. And then is trip, which is becomes tripped. Okay, let's now move to the future tense. Future tense, it talks about the future. A verb which is the future tense tells what's going to happen. It's future, which means something that has not happened, but it will happen. So it tells what is going to happen, right? So therefore, the verbs will take and will come to tell us what is going to happen. Hence, they are in future tense. And then the other thing is that to form the future tense of a verb, use the helping verb will or shall will with the main verb. Examples of future tense is that in sentences are Evans will take his car to the garage. So will take is a future tense. Another example is that she will probably come with us. So she will is a future tense, something that has not happened but it is going to happen. So that is it. Hope you all understood. So another thing is that there is the simple tense. So the most common tenses of the verbs are the simple tenses. Then you use them most of them in your speaking, when you're speaking and writing. So present simple tenses. Present simple tense. Look at for example, I know Kisumu. That is a present tense. Another is he goes to school every day. Goes is a simple tense. Then another one is the sun rises from the east. Something that can never change. Rises is the simple tense. And then sentences contain a verb in the present simple tense. The sentence is used for different purposes. For example, purpose number 1 is to state a personal fact. For example, in a sentence, I know Kisumu. That's a fact. That's a personal fact. I know Kisumu. Then purpose number 2 is to point out a regular habit. Purpose number 2 is to single out a regular habit. For example, he goes to school every day. That is an habit. That's a habitual. So he goes to school every day. That is something that he or she usually does. That's why it's habitual. Another purpose is to state known or a scientific fact. That's something that can never change. Fact. For example, the sun rises from the east. That is something that can never change. The sun always and will rise from the east. From the east, and there is something that can never change. That is a fact. That's a fact. Okay. let's go to past simple tenses. Past simple tenses. The past simple tenses is used when an action has been completed. The past simple tenses is used when an action has been completed. For example, we cleaned our classrooms yesterday. So cleaned is the past simple tense. Cleaned is the past simple tense. We cleaned. Another example is he drove the car this morning. So drove is the past simple tense. Past simple tense is the drove. Another one is she planned the whole incident. So planned there is the past simple tense. Okay, let's now move to the future simple tenses. Future simple tenses. So the future simple tense places the action or condition in the future. It is formed by using the word shall or will before the present form of the main verb. The future tense places the action or condition in the future. So together class. So it is formed by using the word shall or will before the present form of the verb, the main verb. Okay, for example of future simple tense is we shall need help with her load. We shall need help with her load. Another one is she will eat the bananas alone. She will eat the bananas alone. Another example is the dancers will entertain them. The dancers will entertain them. Another one is I think I'm through with the examples. Maybe you can move on the perfect tenses. Let's now move on to the perfect tenses. So in the perfect tenses are used to show that an action was completed or that a condition existed before a given time. Another one is the perfect tenses are formed using as, have, or had before the past participle. For example, verb forms ending with an ed. For example, the present perfect tense. Caesar has just finished his homework. So finished is a perfect tense. Another example is Kamau and Njoroge have not agreed to meet. So example number 2 is for an instance when present perfect is continuous tense. For example, Bet has been working in his chamber for 2 hours. Another example is we have been swimming in this swimming pool for 10 minutes. So have been is our perfect tense. Have been swimming is a perfect tense. When used as past perfect tense, for example, we had completed the work by the time the supervisor came. So we had completed is a perfect tense. Another one is nobody knew that she had already remarried. So had is an example of a perfect tense. It's an example of a perfect tense. Then on another instance, when perfect tense is used in continuous tense, for example, had been trying to contact him for 2 hours before he finally appeared. So there, I had been trying is something that is continuous. I've been trying. That is something that is continuous. Another one is Mrs. Masumbuko had been feeling unwell the whole week before she decided to visit her doctor. So had been is a perfect tense because it's something continuous. And then another one is future perfect tense. Future perfect tense. For example, the rain will be raining today. Yeah, that is it. So as I end this class, maybe I can add up some 5 questions before I give you time to do them. So the question number 1. Okay, the instructions of the question is complete the following sentences putting the verbs in brackets in the present simple tense. Question number 1. They dash their new principle. The word in bracket is like. So you complete the sentences by putting the verbs in brackets in the present simple tense. So you put the word like in present simple tense. The question is they dash their new principle. Word in bracket is like. So I don't know if it's whether liked, likes, liking. Question number 2. Every morning she dash her teeth. Every morning she dash her teeth. The word in bracket is brush. So I don't know if the word is brushed or brushes or brushing. I don't know. Question number 3. The art dash on its own axis. The art dash on its own axis. The word in bracket is rotate. So I don't know if this word, the art rotates, rotating, rotated. I don't know. Question number 4. Twice a year he dash his family. The word in bracket is visit. Question number 5 is air dash when heated. Air dash when heated. Air dash when heated. The word in bracket is rice. The word in bracket is question. At the end of this class, I'll be collecting our books. Okay, class. So before I give you time to do those assignments, maybe I can say that in conclusion, say that verbs are words that show an action or an occurrence or a state of being. And we rather say that almost every sentence requires a verb for it to be a complete sentence. Another thing is the basic form of a verb is known as its infinitive. As yet said, some of these are the words like call, love, break, or and go are all infinitives. So before I come up to the end of this class, next week I will not be around, and maybe I'll give you a topic to discuss on when I'll be away. So class rep will be in control of this class, and maybe you will just come and during my lesson, just come in front and we discuss on the topic that I'm going to give you. So class rep, maybe you can write it down. When I'll be away, you will discuss on writing. And after that discussion, maybe I'll ask you every one of you to write curriculum vitae, that is a CV, and I'll be checking on Friday. So everyone, you ensure that you do that assignment, that is on writing the curriculum vitae. The class rep will take you through its format, how it's written, and many other things. I hope the class will be enough. 40 minutes will be enough for you to discuss on curriculum vitae. So we have come the end of this class, and for the remaining 5 minutes or less, I'll give you that time to do your assignment. Once you are done, maybe you can bring a book forward. I mark, but if you will not be through by time, you just collect your books and the class rep to bring to my office. Okay, you can now begin. You have 4 minutes. Okay, you can now do the assignment. Okay, if you are done with the first part, maybe you can bring, I mark the first 3 questions. If you are done, you can bring it so that you'll do the rest at your own free time. So Kevin, bring your work. What is the work for I? Good work, Kevin. Next person. Okay, Brian. Very good. Next person. Okay, Dennis. Okay, Dennis, where is your tie? Or you don't have a tie? Okay, plan to purchase one before next week. The next person. Okay, Collins, where is your work? Oh, Collins. Okay. Tyson, what's wrong with you? Those question were very easy. Why are you not getting number 2? Kevin, Tyson, what's wrong with you? Okay, go do some correction and bring it back to me right now. Together, Tyson. Okay. So the rest of you, maybe you'll collect your books through your class rep, because I'm seeing your maths teacher is right there waiting for me. So class rep, you'll collect the books and bring it to the office. Okay. So class rep, yes, I had told you next week I'll not be around and will take control of this class. I said that you will talk, or you will talk about the writing, specifically the curriculum vitae, and I've assigned every one of you that have that class. You will have to write a curriculum vitae for each and every one of you. So you'll write a curriculum vitae to an institution, or rather a teaching institution, seeking for a job after you found an advertisement on magazine or on television. So you will be seeking for a job after advertisement of a vacancy. So I'm done with today's class. We meet next week, part 1. Okay. Thank you everyone for your maximum cooperation. May God bless you. Thank you.